You probably think the most expensive footballer in the world right now is white. You are wrong. The 10 most expensive black football players in 2026 collectively represent billions of euros in transfer value, world record fees, and contracts that have shattered every ceiling the sport thought it had. From a teenager at Barcelona who is already worth more than most clubs to a man at Liverpool whose transfer just broke British football history, the market has made a very clear statement. This is the most valuable generation of black footballers the sport has ever produced. Here is the list, from number 10 to number 1. Subscribe right now because by the time this countdown finishes, the numbers are going to change how you see the football transfer market entirely. Number 10. Seir, 80 million and rising. Not many teenagers get valued at 80 million in their first year at a top club. Seir arrived at Paris Saint-Germain from Rennes in the summer of 2024 for around 50 million. Within months, that valuation had already begun to climb. The performances that earned him second place in the 2025 Copa Trophy, the award for the world's best young player, made it impossible for the market to stand still around him. He is a winger with pace, technique, and confidence on the ball that belongs to someone 10 years older. Every touch looks natural. Every decision looks easy. And that combination pace, technique, decision-making is exactly what the modern game values most and finds hardest to find. SG did not buy potential when they signed Seir. They bought a player, and the player has been proving every week that the fee was too low. His value at 80 million is the starting point, not the ceiling. Number 9. Nico Williams, 100 million, with a contract that changes everything. On paper, Nico Williams signed a new contract at Athletic Club Bilbao until 2035 and settled his future. In practice, that contract comes with a release clause. And in football, a release clause is not a barrier, it is a price tag. Williams became a name the whole world knew at Euro 2024. Spain became European champions. Williams was the man of the match in the final. The assists, the directness, the ability to make the difference on the biggest stage, it was all there. On the night that mattered most, a Ballon d'Or nomination followed. The biggest clubs in Europe spent the summer trying to convince him to leave. He stayed. He signed the extension. And his market value, which had already reached 100 million, stayed exactly there waiting. Athletic Club fans can breathe for now. The rest of European football is watching the clock. Number 8. Victor Osimhen, 100 million for a striker who cannot stop scoring. When Galatasaray signed Victor Osimhen on loan from Napoli in September 2024, they were taking a calculated risk. The fee to make it permanent would have been significant. The question was whether Osimhen would justify it. He answered that question with 37 goals and 8 assists in 41 matches. Galatasaray signed him permanently on a 4-year deal. The total fee involved made him one of the most expensive strikers in Turkish football history. And when you look at those numbers, 37 goals in one season in any league against professional defenders, the fee starts to look like a bargain. Osimhen is the kind of striker that coaches dream about and that defenders cannot sleep over. He runs the channels relentlessly. He scores from inside the box and outside it. He wins headers against taller opponents. He presses the defensive line for 90 minutes, making space for teammates even when the ball never reaches him. His career has been a study in patience and persistence. He moved through European football carefully from Germany to Portugal to Italy and now Turkey, getting better at every stage rather than arriving too early and collapsing under the weight of expectation. His value at 100 million reflects a striker at the peak of his powers, at the peak of his market value, in a position that every top club always needs to fill. And right now, no club has filled it better than Galatasaray. Number 7. Ousmane Dembele, 120 million. Plus un Ballon d'Or. Here is something the football world did not predict 3 years ago. Ousmane Dembele would win the 2025 Ballon d'Or. His career had been defined by extraordinary talent and extraordinary fragility, injuries that kept interrupting, potential that kept promising more than it delivered. Then something shifted at PSG. The injuries stopped. The consistency arrived. And the player who had always looked like a genius when fit finally stayed fit long enough for the world to see what that genius actually looked like across a full season. UEFA Champions League Player of the Season, 8 goals, 6 assists, Ski's best player in the competition's biggest moments. Then, the Ballon d'Or in 2025, the official award for the best footballer on earth. His market value, already high, responded accordingly. At 120 million, Dembele is worth more than he has ever been worth at any previous point in his career. And he is still playing, still performing. The man who finally found consistency has no intention of giving it back. Number 6. Bukayo Saka, 150 million for the player Arsenal cannot replace. Bukayo Saka joined Arsenal's academy at 9 years old. He has been there ever since. And by 2026, he has become so central to everything Arsenal do that his market value 150 million is almost an underestimate of what it would actually cost to replace him. Because there is no replacement. There is no Saka-shaped player sitting in another squad waiting to be transferred. In 2024/25, he produced 10 assists in his first 13 Premier League matches before a hamstring injury in December interrupted everything. He returned, scored on his comeback, scored against Real Madrid in the Champions League, carried on as if the injury had never happened. That resilience, the ability to return from a serious setback and immediately produce at the same level, is part of what makes the 150 million valuation feel correct. Physical talent can be assessed. Mental resilience after injury is far rarer and far harder to find. Subscribe here because the top 5 on this list are operating at a level that has never existed before in terms of market value for black players in the game's history. Number 5. Alexander Isak, 170 million. The British record that shook the market. Liverpool broke the British transfer record to sign Alexander Isak. The fee was reported at around 150 million, approximately 170 million at the time of the deal on a 6-year contract. Before you ask whether Liverpool overpaid, look at the numbers. 52 goals in all competitions across his final 2 seasons at Newcastle. 44 in the Premier League alone. A striker who scores in multiple ways: headers, volleys, left foot, right foot, tight angles. Open space, and does it consistently, season after season against Premier League defenses. The British record fee represents a club making a decision based on evidence, not hope. Liverpool has been this way before. They trusted their data on Mohamed Salah in 2017. They have trusted it again on Isak in 2026. And the contract length, 6 years, signals exactly how much certainty they have about what they are getting. At 170 million, Isak is the most expensive player ever to come out of Scandinavia. He arrived at Anfield knowing that. It has not slowed him down at all. Number 4. Mohamed Salah, 150 million worth of records and no sign of stopping. Some players get more valuable as they age. Not because age makes footballers better, it does not, usually, but because some players figure something out in their 30s that they did not know in their 20s. A different version of the game. Slower in one way, smarter in every other way. Mohamed Salah is that player. In the 2024-25 Premier League season, he produced 47 goal involvements, not in his career in one season. A record in a title-winning Liverpool campaign. At 32 years old, 193 Premier League goals total, 94 assists. Numbers that already belong in the conversation about the greatest players to have played in the English League. His value at 150 million reflects something unusual: a player past 30 whose market value has not dropped, even as his output has not. The clubs watching Salah in 2026 are not watching a legend on his last miles. They are watching a player who is still among the most decisive in European football. Number 3. Lamine Yamal, 180 million for a 16-year-old. This one needs a moment to sit with. Lamine Yamal is 16 years old. His market value in 2026 is 180 million. He arrived at FC Barcelona's academy when he was 7. He made his first team debut in April 2023 at 15 years old. In October 2024, he won the Copa Trophy as the world's best young player. In June 2026, he was crowned La Liga Player of the Season after scoring 16 goals and assisting 11. The La Liga Player of the Season. At 16. The 180 million valuation does not reflect what he has done. It is a reflection of what everyone can see he is going to do. The combination of what has already been achieved at this age, at this club, in this league, and the decade of football still ahead of him produces a number that almost defies the imagination. Barcelona have already indicated it will not sell. The buyout clause in his contract runs into hundreds of millions of euros. The market value exists mostly as a theoretical number, a way of acknowledging what the world can see. Number 2. Vinicius Jr. 200 million, and the FIFA Best Award to back it up. December 2024. Zurich, the FIFA Best Men's Player Ceremony. The award went to Vinicius Jr. It was deserved. In 2023/24, he scored 24 goals in 39 matches for Real Madrid. He scored in the Champions League final. He produced the kind of season that makes award voters look at the score sheet and then stop looking at anything else. His market value, 200 million, makes him one of the 2 most expensive players in world football. Not in the top 5, not in the top 3. One of 2. His speed still catches defenders off guard, even when they know it is coming. His direct running creates space for teammates even when he does not get the ball. And on the biggest nights, the ones that define careers, Vinicius Jr. has consistently been one of the best players on the pitch. The thing about Vinicius that gets lost in the highlights is the work he does when he does not have the ball. The pressing, the tracking back, the defensive discipline that a player of his attacking ability could easily neglect. He does not neglect it. That combination world-class attacker, genuine team player defensively is what separates the very good from the genuinely elite. Real Madrid will not sell him at any price. The 200 million figure exists as a signal to the market, not an invitation. This player stays. Number 1. Kylian Mbappe 220 million. The most valuable player on earth. Kylian Mbappe moved to Real Madrid on a free transfer in the summer of 2024. In his first season, he won the Pichichi, the award for the top scorer in the Spanish league. He won the European Golden Boot, the award for the top scorer across all of European football's top leagues. 31 La Liga goals, 1 season, 1 statement. The free transfer has become one of the great ironies of modern football. The club that paid nothing for him now holds the most valuable player contract in the sport. His market value, estimated at 220 million, makes him the single most expensive black footballer on earth and one of the 2 or 3 most valuable players in the history of the game. Mbappe arrived at Real Madrid with everything to prove. He proved it in 31 goals. Then he stopped proving it and started building a career at the club where he had always wanted to be, on the platform his talent had always deserved. At 26 and 2026, the best years of Kylian Mbappe's career are still ahead of him. 10 players, a combined market value in the billions of euros. The sport has always produced great black footballers. What 2026 looks like is something different, a generation arriving at the same time, at the same clubs, at the same level, and being valued accordingly. Not undervalued, not overlooked, valued at exactly what they are worth. Which of these 10 is worth every single euro of their price tag? Drop your answer in the comments. And subscribe, because the market keeps moving, and this channel will be watching every transfer, every contract, and every new record as it falls.